Okay, so we had really heavy hearts this week. I know a lot of people did. But it kind of makes you start going into the question of why does God allow suffering, right? I'm going to just talk a little bit about good versus evil. So I read this one thing by this former pastor of the C.S. Lewis Institute, and he said the Bible declares that evil is far worse than we realize. Evil is an invader, a parasite, a rot. It's a malignant cancer that has spread, a rupture in the cosmic order. Evil is so real that it has a personal focus, a focus in the one Jesus called the devil, the one who stands opposed to the purposes of God and all that is good, true, and beautiful. The good material world God created has corrupted. The root of evil in this world is not material, it is moral. It is found in rebellion against God's good rule. And from the beginning of humanity, we have all participated in that rebellion, and evil is embodied in our own hearts. So people might, though, still ask, why did God allow evil at all in the world? But remember, God didn't create evil. He created the world. And when he created the world, he said everything was very good. But evil comes from the devil and, unfortunately, from human nature. People disobeying, rebelling, and turning away from God. When he created angels and humans, he created them with free will. From the beginning, the devil and other angels abused their freedom. Satan, originally Lucifer, was prideful and rebelled against God, wanting to take God's place and be worshipped rather than obey. And if you look back at it, it was so crazy because they said he was like magnificent. He was beautiful. God created him, and still wasn't enough for him. But Jesus said that the devil was a murderer from the beginning, not holding to truth, for there is no truth in him. So then if you look at people, Adam and Eve also disobeyed God and rebelled against him. The Bible talks about human nature in Jeremiah 17:9. It says the heart, and some versions say the minds, the mind, is deceitful above all things and is extremely sick. Who can understand it fully and know its secret motives? So then the question is, why doesn't God just get rid of evil people? But if we think about it, God did try that once. He tried it with Noah. And there were still 8 people on the boat, and we see that Noah did not make good choices after he got off the boat. So anyway, God sent the great flood to judge and cleanse the earth, but it didn't drown out sin. There were 8 people on the ark, and yeah, I said all that about how Noah sinned. But God was not done with sin. In 1 John 3:8 says, but when people keep on sinning, it shows that they belong to the devil who has been sinning since the beginning. But the Son of God came to destroy the works of the devil. Colossians 2:15 tells us that God sent Jesus to the world, and Jesus disarmed the powers of evil and made a public spectacle of them, triumphing over them by the cross. I love the New Living Translation that says he shamed them publicly by his victory over them. Ephesians 6:12 says, we are not fighting against flesh and blood enemies, but against evil rulers and authorities of the unseen world, against mighty powers in the dark world, and against evil spirits in the heavenly places. So if you think about it, really, anywhere there's evil, it's just a lack of God, right? Anywhere there's darkness, it's the absence of light. The enemy wants us at these times to focus on him. He wants us to be full of hate, full of anger, full of, fear. But we have to turn our focus to God and remember that he is good. That same guy that talked, that guy from the C.S. Lewis Institute, he later in his thing about evil said, at the same time, the Bible affirms that God is far more loving than we could ever hope. Though God could rightly do away with us all, in his love and mercy, he seeks us out to save us from the evil in this world and from evil in ourselves. James 1:17 states that every good and perfect gift is from above. If you do just a Google search on, I just wanted to put in God is good and see, and it came up with just 65 verses, just the main ones, and there was more. But the one I liked right away, the Psalms 136, that God, give thanks to the Lord, for he is good, his mercy endures forever. And I love that it keeps saying after every statement, it says his mercy endures forever. And the Matthew Henry commentary says, forgetful as we are, things must be often repeated to us. The Lord continues equally ready to show mercy to all who seek it. And this is the source of all our hope and comfort. So no matter what the situation, good or bad, we know that all things work together for good, to those who love God, to those who are called according to his purpose. God can use even the most painful circumstances to achieve a greater victorious outcome.